Biomagnetic pair therapy. Biomagnetic pair therapy, it was not invented specifically by Dr. Gois, but Dr. Gois from Mexico, he was the one is the person who is well known for the pairs, the list of pairs to do this type of testing. And basically, the main um, benefit of doing a biomagnetic pair therapy test is that you're going to find the places in the body where there is an pH imbalance. And you have different lists for the main lists of from Dr. Gois are viruses, bacteria, parasites, reservoirs, and emotional ones, special ones, and dysfunctional ones. So those are the basic lists from Dr. Gois. And when you do the training, you are going to get all these pairs. I'm going to do a training, a class, a course, so I'm going to provide you with this. But I did 3 trainings. So I did the basic one, and then I did one that it was only for the respiratory system. And then I did another one that it was a more complex type of testing to find different pairs and areas. So the thing is that when you do a training, at least in biomagnetic pair therapy, that is all about testing. You can have your pairs here, but if you don't know the testing or you don't practice your testing, it's going to take a long time and it's going to get harder for you to really achieve a good session. So it's also when you do a training of Reiki, do you right away see clients or do you practice a little bit? So it's how good you are at testing and how much you practice, and when you are comfortable, you can start seeing clients if you want to, or you can apply them to your clients. In the advanced testing, you can see the systems of the body, you can see the organs, you can use an anatomy chart to, let's say, if you find something on the heart, you can see if it's the heart, the upper side of the heart, the lower side, a valve, if it's a specific artery or vein. You can be more specific about your testing. But this takes time and practice. I started with biomagnetism. That was the first thing. I started with herbs, but because I did herbs my whole life, right? Or natural remedies. But then when I started with biomagnetism, in the part when you check the emotions, I realized that I could check the emotions and I can block them with a negative polarity. But then I realized that I could ask if that emotion was from this client or not. And then I moved to family constellations because I realized that most of the emotions that we were experiencing, of my client were experiencing, were connected to the mother, the conception, the birth, to the great grandmother. And then I moved to family constellations because I realized that it will help me somehow in this testing, right? Uh, so basically, you have 2 parts in biomagnetism. You have the part where you learn the pairs, and you can have the list, you can have a software to identify the areas of the body. Then you will know as you practice, because then you remember where did you put them before. And the second part that for me is the most important is the testing. Because if in the testing you are doing the regular testing that is usually with your feet, but for me at least it has happened in America, in United States, that the person was very, very fat, so I couldn't use their feet very easily because I couldn't put them together, right? So you can use different things, the swaying of your body, your fingers, a pendulum, different ways that you can use another type of testing. Also, I took a training of Touch for Health. Touch for Health basically is a type of kinesiology that is very similar to Donna Eden energy medicine, and it works with the meridians of the body. But you apply different pressure in different muscles to see which meridians are off or are over. So I discovered that instead of testing each muscle, I could from my experience. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. I can touch some parts of the stomach to tell me which meridians are off, and then I start narrow it down to if it's over or off, or if it's the small intestine or the lungs or the kidneys, right? So that's what I will do in a training. Again, when you do an ayahuasca ceremony train, or you do an ayahuasca training of a curandero training in the Ayahuasca Foundation, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a curandero or a healer right away. You will need to practice. But there's people that they think that they already are a curandero, and they start doing running ceremonies in different parts of the world. It's up to them. What can I do? Nothing, because it's up to the person what they are doing. We always advise practice. In anything, we should practice, practice, and practice. You practice knitting, crochet, you practice cooking, you practice cleaning your house. So everything is about practice. And you want to know more about my biomagnetism course, you can go now to my website, and I have an early bid until September 30. And I only have I'm only gonna accept 5 people, because I like to have small groups, because I can focus more in the necessity of each person. Thank you.